The forbidden ruins swallowed all light, but Akira could feel the malevolent presence stirring within.
Footsteps. Someone followed me. If I am discovered here, everything ends.
Seraphina had trailed him into the depths, her curiosity burning cold. A shadow beast erupted from the wall, its claws aimed at Seraphina's throat.
No choice. If she dies, I lose my cover anyway. Unleash just enough.
A raw bolt of energy exploded from Akira's palm, ripping through the creature like paper.
That power. It was you. All this time, you hid this from everyone.
She knows. The one person who can destroy me now holds my secret.
How delicious. The Academy's biggest failure is actually its greatest treasure. And now you belong to me.
Under the silver moon, a new, terrifying bond was forged. Not of friendship, but of obsession. The next morning, Akira sat in his usual back row seat, every nerve screaming for the inevitable betrayal.
Any second now, she'll stand up and announce it to the whole academy.
But Seraphina only watched him, her crimson eyes unreadable, a faint smile playing on her lips.
Akira, stay after class. I have something to discuss.
The hallway buzzed with departing students, but Seraphina carved a path through them, Akira trailing behind. She pulled him into an alcove, her hand pressing against his chest, pinning him to the cold stone.
Did you really think I would run to the headmaster and spill your little secret?
She's not going to expose me. Then what does she want?
Number. You are far more useful to me as my secret. From now on, you obey me.
And with that, the invisible failure became the Villainess's most prized possession.
Akira, sit here. The instructor has assigned you to be my personal attendant during lessons.
Attendant? She's making it sound like a school-sanctioned post.
The other students exchanged puzzled glances. The Villainess and the failure? Unthinkable.
From now on, you will carry my materials, run my errands, and stay within arm's reach. Understood?
She's tightening the chain, one public command at a time.
The hallway stretched endlessly as Akira balanced a stack of her books, the weight a steady reminder of his new role.
Don't dawdle. My next class is on the 3rd floor.
I am no longer invisible. I am a public joke, the Villainess's pet failure.
Day after day, the pattern repeated. Errands, orders, and the constant burn of her possessive gaze. Akira walked a knife's edge, his secret safe only as long as she willed it. Amid the whispers and glances, a new face appeared. Elara, a transfer from the southern province, her warmth cutting through the academy's cold.
You look like you could use a friend. May I sit with you?
Kindness? Here, it's been so long I forgot what it felt like, but it's dangerous.
From across the hall, Seraphina's gaze sharpened, her knuckles whitening around her fan.
That girl, what were you discussing? Remember, any person you draw close becomes a target. I will not tolerate rivals for my property.
A sudden cry echoed in the stairwell. Elara clutched her ankle, her face pale with pain. No one saw the dark wisp that had tangled her feet. From the gallery above, Seraphina watched with a wintry satisfaction that curdled Akira's blood.
I did this. My mere presence is poison. If I stay near anyone, she'll destroy them.
So Akira turned his back on the first genuine kindness he'd received, burying himself deeper in the Villainess's shadow. The midterm results were posted under a gray sky, Akira's name at the very bottom. But the failures were far beyond his own intentional mediocrity.
Even when I deliberately flub answers, the scores were never this abysmal. She doctored them.
Don't look so distraught. I can have those scores corrected with a whisper.
Her hand traced his shoulder, a gesture that looked almost tender, but her words cut ice.
The faculty owes my family. Your permanent record is mine to shape. Fail, pass, it's all the same.
A faint, dark mark glowed on her wrist, the signature of an unbreakable pact she held over the Academy's examiners.
She's rigged the entire system. No matter what I do, my future is a lie she can rewrite.
But I won't need to destroy you. as long as you stay right where you belong, by my side.
I am not just her secret. I am her prisoner, and she holds every single key.
The cage tightened, and Akira could feel the bars of Serafina's obsession close around his throat. In the library's deepest corner, Akira sifted through ancient texts, desperate for any loophole that might break Serafina's grip.
There has to be something. A counterspell, a bureaucratic flaw, anything to claw back a single shred of control.
A gentle shadow fell across his page. Elara, offering a timid smile that held no hint of fear.
You've been avoiding everyone. Is it because of her? I know Serafina can be cruel, but you don't have to weather it alone.
Behind a towering shelf, Serafina's nails bit into the wood, her eyes twin points of frozen fury.
How touching. But perhaps the faculty should know that Ilara's perfect scores weren't earned through study. Cheating is a grave offense.
Gasps rippled through the library. Ilara's face drained of color, her gaze darting to Akira for support that couldn't come.
You know the penalty for academic fraud, Akira. Expulsion. And unless you provide her alibi, well, your word means nothing.
She's forcing a choice. Watch Ilara fall, or break my silence and unleash something worse.
And so the trap became a public spectacle, with Ilara's future hanging by a thread, and Akira's silence, the only blade that could cut her loose.
Listen carefully, Akira. Utter one more word to that girl, and by tomorrow she'll be branded a cheat for the entire academy to jeer.
She's not bluffing. This ultimatum is a fuse, and Ilara's the powder keg.
Before the hour was out, a crowd had gathered in the main courtyard. Forced by rumor and Serafina's orchestrated outrage, Ilara was dragged before them, her protests drowned by the hiss of the crowd. Her eyes found Akira at the edge of the mob, her last, silent plea for someone to stand beside her.
If I move, if I speak, she'll only make it worse. I have to stay still. I have to.
See how the guilty one looks to the failure for rescue. How pathetic.
A single tear traced Ilara's cheek as she turned away, the soft bond she'd offered, snapping like a dry twig. Serafina's smile was a winter sunrise, beautiful, cold, and utterly unforgiving. Akira stood alone in the dispersing crowd, the afterimage of Ilara's betrayal seared into his chest. Serafina summoned him to her private study that evening, the door closing with a soft final click.
You were magnificent today, so obedient, so perfectly mine.
Her fingers traced his jawline, a mockery of tenderness that made his skin crawl.
Every touch feels like a brand. She's not comforting me. She's claiming her property.
Each small suffering you endure proves your devotion. I've collected every wince, every sigh. They're precious to me.
Akira felt something inside him calcify, a protective numbness spreading through his chest.
If I cut off everything I feel, maybe I can survive this. Just nod. Just obey. Don't let her see the cracks.
From now on, you will spend every evening here with me. No exceptions. Your presence is soothing.
She drew him down onto a velvet settee, pressing her cheek to his shoulder like he was a living doll. And as the candles burned low, Akira let another piece of himself drift away, a sacrifice to keep the few he could still protect from harm. One evening, Serafina's attention strayed to a stack of sealed letters, each bearing the crest of a different noble house.
Every family has skeletons, Akira. I simply collect the bones.
She slid one letter toward him, a report on a duke's illegitimate debts, another on a viscount's forbidden affair.
She's not just a school bully. This is a kingdom-wide web of blackmail.
My family's curse grants me a certain intuition. Secrets whisper to me, and I listen.
The dark mark on her wrist pulsed faintly, as if alive.
A curse that feeds on secrets? That explains her obsession with control, but not why she needs me.
Outside the window, lightning split the sky, rain hammering against the glass like a frantic heartbeat.
You'll understand soon enough. Your power is the key I've been searching for, the final piece of a very old puzzle.
A shadow flickered in the hallway beyond, a hooded courier, vanishing before Akira could glimpse a face. Akira withdrew from the study, but a muffled voice stopped him in the corridor. Serafina, speaking to something beyond the candlelight. Through a gap in the wainscoting, he glimpsed Serafina kneeling before a shard of obsidian that swirled with violet mist.
This curse of isolation, it tightens every day. If I don't bind myself to the strongest mage, I'll vanish like all the others before me.
The mist coiled like a serpent, carrying a whisper that was not quite language, a voice from the curse itself.
Father said, the ritual demands total ownership, not just power, but devotion. That's why Akira must never suspect pity. Only fear will keep him close.
She's not doing this for cruelty. She's fighting a death sentence, the only way she knows. But that doesn't excuse the pain she caused.
A tremor passed through Serafina's voice, raw and unguarded. The first genuine crack Akira had ever heard in her porcelain mask.
All this time, she's been as much a prisoner as I am. Maybe worse. But does that make her less dangerous, or more?
For the first time, Akira saw not a villainess, but a prisoner bound by blood and dark magic. The same chains that now seemed to reach for him. And as he stole away into the night, the hooded courier's silhouette flitted past the window, a reminder that Serafina's web stretched far beyond him. The following dawn, Akira intercepted Serafina in the empty arcade, his voice cutting through her command.
I know about the curse. The isolation, the ritual, needing the strongest mage.
Serafina's composure shattered, just for an instant, before she rebuilt it with a sharp laugh.
My bloodline is cursed. Every generation, the firstborn binds to the most powerful soul alive. Fail, and I fade.
Absolute submission. That's why she broke me.
She stepped closer. No condescension, only a raw, desperate edge.
I didn't choose this. I've hunted for someone strong. When I found you, I couldn't ask. I became the monster.
So the humiliation, hurting Ilara, it was all to keep me chained because you are afraid of vanishing.
Yes, and I won't apologize. Your hatred is the only proof I exist.
The villainess's throne was built on a curse. Akira saw not a queen, but a prisoner, begging for a cage.
Then you understand my position. I am not your enemy. I am a cornered animal, which is why I have a proposal. Help me break this curse. Bind your power to mine, and I will shield your secret with my life.
She's offering me the one thing I never had, a way out of this nightmare. But at what cost?
Once the curse is broken, I will grant you unquestioned freedom. No more chains, no more humiliation.
With a whisper, she traced a shimmering circle in the air, an intricate web of runes that represented their potential bond.
This is the ritual, a binding of mutual survival. You would be my anchor, and I yours.
And the moment I accept, what's to stop you from tightening the leash again?
You have every right to distrust me, but I am exhausted. This mask is crumbling. I need you alive, willing, not just enduring.
Prove it. Start by leaving Ilara alone, completely. Then maybe I'll consider your binding.
The circle flared once, then dimmed. A promise withheld, a fragile stalemate that could shatter with a single breath. 3 days later, an ancient blood feud arrived at the Academy gates, a formal challenge from House Voss, demanding a duel to the death.
So the Voss want to settle old scores. Fine. I'll carve their pride into the arena floor.
The duel commenced under a blood-red sky. Spells clashed like thunder, and her opponent's onslaught proved overwhelming. A razor-thin lance of dark energy caught her shoulder, sending her skidding across the stone.
If she dies, my secret dies with her. No more threats, no more chains. I could be free. But that's exactly what the curse wants. Isolation. She'd vanish, and I'd be just a murderer by inaction.
The Voss heir raised a hand crackling with finality, a strike meant to obliterate.
You think this ends me? I'll bind you to my grave first.
Her crimson eyes, even in defeat, blazed with a desperate, possessive fire. She wasn't pleading. She was still claiming him, and Akira's fist clenched, a suppressed flicker of his true power, begging for release. He had seconds to decide. With a silent pulse, Akira bent the light around the death blow, deflecting it inches wide. The arena erupted in confusion. He caught her before she hit the ground, pulling her into a shadowed alcove as the Voss air raged in the settling dust, deep in the forgotten undercroft of the Academy ruins. Akira laid her on a stone slab, his fingers hesitating only a moment.
Hold still. The bleeding won't stop on its own.
Her eyes fluttered open, unfocused, then widened with a fragile, unguarded shock.
You saved me? Even after everything I've done?
There was no bite in her voice, only raw disbelief, as if she had never been on the receiving end of grace.
I didn't do it for you. I did it because letting you die would make me a monster too.
Thank you. I've never truly meant those words before.
A fragile silence settled between them, the first thread of trust woven in blood and shadow. By morning, Voss accusations slithered through the Academy. Someone had deflected a fatal blow, a phantom mage.
They're hunting the anomaly. If they trace it back to you, we both die.
She pulled him into her private quarters. The door bolted with a spell that hummed with finality.
From now on, you do not leave my side. Sleep here, eat here, until the danger passes.
Her fear is real, but this is another cage. I saved her, and now I am shackled tighter.
Days blurred into a suffocating routine. Wherever she went, Akira was a silent shadow at her elbow.
I know you resent this, but if they find you, the curse will claim us both before the executioners can.
Hooded observers from House Voss slipped through the Academy, questioning servants, probing for the truth.
Every moment next to her is a step closer to exposure, but leaving now would be a death sentence for us both.
The net was tightening, and in her eyes, he saw not the tormentor, but a cornered animal, waiting for the trap to spring. Elara had been watching, the way Akira never left Serafina's side. It wasn't devotion. It was a leash.
Akira, forgive me for speaking, but I know she's controlling you. You are not as weak as you pretend. Please, let me help.
She sees too much. If Serafina finds us, Elara won't survive a second time.
The air split with Serafina's shriek. She stood in the archway, her silhouette crackling with black lightning.
You dare think you can undo my hold? I'll erase you so completely that even your memory will be a sin.
The curse mark on her wrist blazed, and a spear of oblivion shot toward Elara's heart. Akira moved. Not with hidden power, but with desperate flesh. He threw himself between them, arms outspread.
Akira, no.
The spell halted a hair's breadth from his chest. Serafina's fury collapsed into horror, and in that frozen breath, Akira's secret hung by a single, unspoken truth. He would die to protect, but could he still hide? In that frozen breath, Akira's instinct shattered his years of restraint. A crystalline barrier erupted around them, swallowing Serafina's spell.
No more hiding. Not when another innocent is about to pay the price for my silence.
Behind the shimmering wall, Elara's tears froze. This wasn't fear. It was dawning. Impossible comprehension.
You are the strongest mage? All this time, you were the one hiding?
Serafina's horror melted into rage, her voice a serrated whisper.
Erase her memory. Now, use the forbidden arts, or I'll scream your secret from every spire.
Number. I won't destroy a mind to preserve my own cowardice. Find another way.
Then you leave me no choice. The entire Academy will know by sunset, and she will still pay.
I am not afraid of you, Serafina, and I won't let you use me against him.
The courtyard became a web of ultimatums. 3 souls tangled in secrets. one misstep from unraveling everything.
If I don't take control, she'll own me forever. This ends today.
Akira stepped forward, the air around him starting to hum with suppressed power. Then, in the center of the courtyard, he released the floodgates. Light erupted, and the ground trembled. The assembled students and faculty gasped, shielding their eyes from the brilliance.
I am the strongest mage in this kingdom. Hiding was my shield, but no longer. Seraphina, you wanted to own power. Here it is, but it will never be yours.
You fool. Do you realize what you've done? You've painted a target on us both.
The crowd's murmurs swelled into a cacophony. Fear, awe, disbelief. For a fleeting moment, Akira stood unshackled. The weight of years lifted, but as the light faded, the true cost of his revelation loomed. Judgment, danger, and an uncertain future. The courtyard descended into pandemonium, students shouting, professors conferring in hushed alarm.
He actually did it. Now everyone knows he's mine, but the Voss will come for him too, and I am not ready to share.
With predatory grace, Seraphina strode to Akira's side, her voice slicing through the noise.
You belong to me. Now the whole academy can see the truth I've always known. You are my treasure, and no one else's.
The crowd fell silent, hanging on the weight of her declaration like a held breath. But before the tension could settle, a heavy presence stilled the air. The headmaster emerged from the main archway, his ancient staff thudding once against the stone. Without a word, his piercing gaze swept the chaos and settled on Akira and Seraphina, a silent demand for explanation. Akira felt Seraphina stiffen beside him. For the first time, her mask held no certainty. The headmaster gestured sharply toward the administrative wing. My office. Now. Though the words were quiet, they carried the weight of a gavel. And as the heavy doors closed behind them, the Academy's true reckoning had only just begun. Inside the headmaster's chamber, the silence was suffocating. The old man's stare demanded answers.
I hid my power to avoid the wars and politics that come with being the strongest. Until tonight, I chose obscurity.
The headmaster's expression remained unreadable, but he nodded once, permitting him to continue.
That obscurity ends now. I propose a binding geese. Akira becomes my sworn protector, aiding in my curse, and in return I silence any threats against him.
Seraphina traced a glowing circle between them, its runes ancient and unbreakable.
This contract is a cage of a different kind, but without it, the Voss or worse will hunt me. Perhaps I can use this bond to find a loophole later.
The headmaster observed silently, the weight of the decision pressing down on the room.
Fine, I accept the binding, but my power is not a leash. It's a tool. I will break your curse, Seraphina, but I will not be a slave.
Their hands met over the circle, magic flaring, and a chain of light seared into their wrists, a visible permanent bond. And so, the strongest mage and the Villainess were now irrevocably tied, their fates a single thread. Days later, the Academy's whispers had sharpened to a new edge, awe mingled with fear.
They finally understand. Not a single whisper of doubt remains. Only the truth that you are mine.
Respect and fear are a double-edged sword. I traded one cage for another, but at least I can see the bars now.
Her fingers pressed into his sleeve, a proprietary claim that felt more like a tether than a touch. Near a sunlit bench, Ilara watched them pass, her smile small but genuine.
He's still trapped, but he's not alone. Maybe that's enough for now.
Akira caught her eye across the bustling courtyard and gave the smallest nod.
One ally remains even from a distance. It might be all I need.
The Academy had reshaped itself around an unspoken axis, the strongest mage and his ever-present keeper. And under the cold morning light, the new order took its first breath. That evening, Akira stood on the highest balcony, the Academy spires black against a dying sun. Seraphina joined him without a word, her presence now a constant shadow he had grown used to.
You've stopped flinching. Finally, you accept that you belong to me.
Acceptance isn't surrender. It's biding time until I find the key to break her curse.
Her head rested against his shoulder, the weight of her obsession, both a burden and a strange comfort.
I know you still seek a way to break the curse, but until then, you will stay by my side.
She sees through me, but I won't stop. Freedom is worth fighting for, even from inside this gilded cage.
The sun melted into the horizon, casting their silhouettes into a single, inseparable shape. Not lovers, not enemies. Two prisoners bound by a curse and a contract, each believing they could outmaneuver the other. And as night claimed the academy, the strongest mage and the villainess remained, their shared story only beginning.